Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the May Southbridge Business Partnership meeting. Cindy, thank you very much for hosting. So this evening, I'm going to start off, and I'm going to pass the mic around. Introduce yourself, the business you're from. So we've got Rob Caprera that's going to talk, and then Cindy and Chris is going to talk about what's going on here at the Center of Hope. So if anybody afterwards has anything they want to talk about, we certainly have time to get you on the video as well. So, and I'm going to start over here.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jerry Maldonado, and I'm the Southbridge site leader here at QCC at Southbridge. So I don't know if most of you know by now, because I hosted last month, that we actually have Quinsimmon Community College inside the high school. We used to be at Optical Drive. We were there for about 20 years, and since August of 2021, we started inside the high school. We offer classes to the high school students, or early college. Right now, we just finished offering psychology and computers. We are done for the semester. It was May 10th was our last day. And now we're getting set for the fall semester. And we have a couple of summer programs that you might be interested in. One of them is Intro to Video Game Design that's only available to Southbridge High School students. So we're gonna have a professor from the main campus come up, and the students will be able to develop their own video game. They need just some basic knowledge of algebra and some graphing, and I'm looking for about 12 students. I'm looking through them through the guidance department at the high school. So that's one of the programs I'm offering. I'm also offering, it's called Medical Administrative Assistant. It's a free program offered here in Southbridge again. And the reason why that program is so important, because that's actually a partnership with Harrington Hospital. They have the jobs. Somebody just needs to learn the skills. So we're going to provide the skills for free. And then Harrington Hospital has some job opportunities if you're looking to do that. We are also going to offer a veterinary assistant program at the high school again, QCC at Southbridge. And that program is also free to some individuals. And by the way, I also have a lot of programs that if you are a SNAP recipient, I have a lot of free programs as well. And I also have a program called Fast Track Skills, and that has a list, probably about 12 different programs. You don't have to be a SNAP recipient to get them for free because it's a grant that we received. And then in August, if you're thinking about going back to school and you have been out of school for a while, in August, I'm offering English and math classes. Just a refresher, it's going to be Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. I think it's like 9:30 to 2. I forget the exact times, but you could always look me up for the times. And that's going to be, again, it's a refresher. If you've been out of school for a little while, you just need to brush up on your math and English skills. You can come visit us. It's going to be for free, and we offer you a lunch as well. So free classes and a free lunch. So we have a lot of free programs coming up for the summer. And then, of course, the fall, we do all the prereqs first year for just about any major. We are concentrating on pathways to the healthcare field. But I'm also going to be doing a lot of business classes in the fall. Intro to business, management, economics, and accounting. So and I would love the opportunity to visit you if you'd like, and maybe talk to your employees or your clients if anybody's interested in any of the programs that I have. Okay?
You can pass it to me. Hello, everybody. I'm Mary O'Coyne. I'm the Executive Director of the United Way of South Central Mass. Two things I want to talk about just real briefly. One is we have Day of Caring. It is coming up on June 17th. We are still looking for volunteers, so if you go to uwscm.org, you'd be able to register as a volunteer. You get a free t-shirt from the United Way that Income is our sponsor for. And the next thing is, I think I have talked to this group before about our after school and out of school time grants that have been going really well. These are the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education special grants that we received. And our next round of applications will be available to any after school and programs start for school year 22-23 will be becoming available next week. So please just keep a lookout at our website and you'll be able to reach that application.
Hello, I'm Alex McNitt. I'm the Executive Director for the Chamber of Central Mass South. I have a couple of things coming up on June 1st. We have office hours with representatives from the Mass Office of Business Development, Mass Development, and Mass Growth Capital. So if you have a business and think that you are looking to expand, grow, need a little of assistance, the Commonwealth has a lot of different programs going on right now. So this would be kind of an introductory meeting to explore all the range of the programs and to see if there may be a fit for achieving your business interests. Secondly, we've got a car show coming up at Oakhome. We're partnering with the Harrington Auxiliary. It's a fundraiser for the auxiliary and for the Chamber Scholarship Fund. That'll be on June 11th at Oakhome Brewery, the 12th if it's raining on the 11th. On the 14th, we've got our next networking event at the Brimfield Winery. And I was asked by Peg Dean, who is sorry she can't be here tonight, Terry Masterson from Sturbridge, who's the Economic Development and Tourism Coordinator there, he reached out to her to see if the partnership would want to do another breakfast with the Sturbridge businesses. The partnership did do one probably 3 or 4 years ago over at Finn's, and we had a nice turnout. So she and Terry are both wondering if the partnership would want to do that, and they're hoping that I take away an answer tonight. So that's on the docket.
This will be nice and quick. I'm Karen Dyer, and I am here tonight representing Sturbridge Coffee Roasters.
Guess that was quick. I didn't have a chance to think of mine. Hi, guys. I'm Elvis Dyer. I own the coffee shop on Hamilton Street. You probably know about it. If you don't, you should. I'm really about to promote this right here. Go zoom in on that. Autumn Fest, September 17th. This is asking for the businesses to sponsor, but I'd also like to point out to the town, since I have the town's attention, it's going to be a big party. It's going to be a Saturday, 10 to 5. I want you all to show up. That's it. Have a great day.
Hello. I'm actually not a part of a business. Southbridge Recreation here. I feel I'm going to stand up. I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you guys all for having me. Not too much to promote. Summertime is coming, so I'm putting together a summer recreation program, which is actually something that has existed in the town in the past. So I'm excited to really be bringing that back. So anyone from 5 years old to 11, registration ends Friday. But if you reach out to me, I think we can get you in there. Along with that, there will be the concerts on the Common starting June 26th, and that's a Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. And then it'll be going every Sunday up until August 14th. And that is brought to you by the business partnerships around town. Many in here tonight, so thank you guys so much. And at that time, I think that's just about it for Southbridge Recreation. But follow us on Facebook and look out for hopefully a newsletter that kind of lets you know about what's going on regularly in town. That's my next mission.
Hi, I'm Lisa Fortin. I'm from Savers Bank, but I'm also the treasurer of Southbridge Business Partnership. And we are working on the Autumn Fest coming September 17th. So we're looking for volunteers from area businesses. We've got a lot lined up already, but we're going to be scheduling a meeting very soon. So further discussion tonight.
Hello, everybody. My name is Daniel Attella. I'm here representing Green Meadows Farm, Cannabis Dispensary and Grow Facility. I don't have any exciting announcements, unfortunately. Did not come prepared for that. Car show. Yeah. I was about to mention, we just had a car show. That was last weekend. Yep. It was a really great turnout. And I guess all I could say is, we're really excited and happy to be part of Southbridge. So thank you all for allowing us to be part of the town. So thanks.
Hi, I'm Cindy Howard. I work here at the Center of Hope Foundation. I guess I have a little extra time later, so I won't belabor my conversation now.
Oh, no.
Hi, my name is Alicia Liden from Katie Book Cannabis. We're relatively new to town. We've been open about 6 months. The old Coop Scoops, for any of you who don't know. Everyone seems to recognize that name for sure. We're super happy to be part of the town. We do have an event going on in June 25th. We're hosting an adoption event for Second Chance Animal Services. So if you're looking for a puppy or a kitty, come on down. And if you're looking for any cannabis, we can help you there too.
Good afternoon, Southbridge. I'm Chris Blackwell, and I am the Director of Human Resources for the Center of Hope. So in the past, you've seen me, and we've been on TV, and we've talked about the YMCA. I've recently come over, and you will hear a lot about us through Cindy tonight. But since we have your attention, I just would like to let you know that we do have job postings and job openings here. So if you're interested, give me a buzz here at the center. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name's Rob Caprera. I'm an attorney in town, and I gulp to think that maybe I may have been in town near the longest of everyone. I've been in town since 1958. I've gone to all my schooling through the public schools here and went off for 7 years, but came back, and I've been practicing law in town since 1979. I came in with my dad. And it's been a general practice, but COVID has created winners and losers. And one of the things that COVID has allowed me to do is to pivot my practice. And I'm doing a lot of estate planning now, which I really enjoy. It really fits my personality. So I'm in town doing that, and I have a chance to speak about it, so I won't say more.
Hello, my name is Diane Perry. I'm the Advancement Director at Trinity Catholic Academy. I like visual aids, so I have a couple. So Trinity Catholic Academy enrollment is going very well, and it will continue through the summer for this fall. So if you want to get in there, there are some classes full, so I would contact them as soon as possible. One of the great things we're excited about is that we are building a new science lab, and we've got a majority of our funds here. I'm going to hold one at a time. To finish the project, we have some infrastructure fundraising that we're trying to complete so that it can be done for the fall of 2022. This is our goal. All the parts have been ordered and the planning has been done, so we need to complete this exciting goal. There is a lot going on. Graduation will be June 10th, and there's other things going on, but you are going to find out that September 17th, Southbridge is going to be rocking. Because besides all the things that are going on that I know you have going on as well, Trinity will have its annual golf tournament at Heritage Country Club during the day. And at night, all of you, and including myself, who attended Southbridge Catholic schools from 1990 or before, we're going to have a huge reunion at La Salle in Southbridge on Main Street. So we are looking to help spread the word. Because there is no list. There is no mailing list. This is a word of mouth, Facebook, right here today. We're looking for all the Southbridge Catholic alumni from 1990 or prior. You're all welcome to attend, and it's available on Facebook and on the website. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. Again, I failed to actually say my name at the beginning. I'm Bob Clemence. I'm actually the president of the Southbridge Business Partnership from Hyde Tools in Southbridge. So, yeah, we've been around for a little while too. So, family goes back to 1638. How's that in Southbridge? So, anyways, what's that? Before Southbridge was, correct. Actually, Charlton, Sturbridge, this is a mixture of both. So, mostly on the Charlton side, though. Well, the airport, all of that. That was all my family. So, anyways, so tonight is again our partnership meeting. We're bringing the partners together. This is Southbridge Community TV has given us the opportunity to actually broadcast this, so it's wonderful for all of us, and it helps broaden the audience. That's for certain for all of us. So I'm going to start off with Cindy to talk about the facility a little bit here and the things that the Center of Hope offers. And then we're going to go over to Rob and have him talk about estate planning and finish up there. If there's anything else that anybody wants to talk about after Rob is done, we're got a little bit of time. So at this point, I'm going to hand it right off to Cindy, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much.
The first thing I need to do is apologize. I did not realize that by having us come into the room, the noise level from the outside that was going to come in here. Sorry. I should have known better, but the Center of Hope has been around since 1956. So we've been here for a little while serving the community with people with disabilities. We've grown from a small organization to serving 64 towns in central Massachusetts and northern Connecticut. We were at the point before the pandemic that we had around 300 staff and served 700 people. We are struggling getting staffing back and therefore bringing our folks back to programs, which is devastating for a lot of our families. And so we work very hard with the legislature to try to convince them that our folks need a living wage. We just had a legislative breakfast last Friday that several people spoke to that. We hope that it makes a difference. We've been asking for money for a long time, but it's different. We're talking about vulnerable human beings here who've been stuck at home for over 2 years. So somebody has to stay home and not work, and there's a whole domino effects when that kind of thing happens. And yes, other industries are suffering too, but we especially see it in ours. So I'd love for you all to share that when you're in a position somewhere, to share that this is difficult and we need the support of the administration, the incoming administration, as well as all of our legislators. We serve people with disabilities in several rehabilitation programs, a large vocational support service. We had a short amount of time that we had to close because we're day services. We don't offer regular residential group homes. We do have about 25 people that we serve who are in a program called in-home supports. So they just need a little bit beyond their day program of support to help them to really live on their own. And so we have 10 buildings in town doing one thing or another, some services in Sturbridge as well. And we're helping people that way. Our vocational services are well known in the area because we have several small businesses, including the favorite one, which is Just the Details, where people can get their car detailed, and they do a great job here. We have the thrift shop over on Mechanic Street. We have a printing business here as well. Business card, we say business card to the billboard, although we're not doing as many billboards anymore. But so Carol likes to say, if you can think it, we can ink it. So, pick a tagline, whichever. And of course, today I realize I have no business card. So, the cobbler's thing, what's that saying? We were given tours all the time to get people to understand what we do. We recognize that our workforce crisis is partly a crisis of people not understanding who we are and what we do. And therefore, we need to get better about getting it out there, how important our services are. Our newest venture, which is a long time coming and full of red tape, is we are going to open over whatever it takes, Scoops of Hope. So, yes, in the building on the other side of the Clemence's building here, where it used to be a restaurant at one time. It was Maramo's restaurant. It's been a cobbler's shop. It's been something else too. I'm forgetting what, but we've had a lot of difficulties and barriers to getting that going, but we're finally the last permit stop, I think, before we can get that project undergoing. We want to get it going because we want to be the ice cream shop in Southbridge that everybody will want to come to. So
The people want it. They want it back.
I know they come to you. So cannabis and ice cream, right? No, we can't do that. We're going to do, they can come from your place to the new ice cream shop. There are other places that are opening ice cream shops around us. And of course, you know what, that's the way the world works, is we get competition, but I recognize also that this will be a place for our folks to be able to work and learn a new trade. So we're very much looking forward to that, and looking forward to continued partnership with the folks in this room and in the 64 towns around us. So thank you.
So thank you, Cindy. For any of the businesses in town that may think about moving some sub-assembly type, easy sub-assembly work out, definitely get in touch with Cindy and the Norris Corp. And then, so now I'm going to bring Rob up, and I'm going to give him the microphone.
Take it from you.
All right.
Thank you, Bob. I have a handout getting passed around. It's 3 sheets. One is my price sheet, and I have on there a discount for anyone with Southbridge Business Partnership. I'd like to give that to you all and anyone that you would send to me. The second sheet talks about what you might want to think about if you already have estate planning done, how often you should look into redoing it. And then the third sheet is an agenda of a talk that I can give to any of your groups. And I think I'm standing here because I made this offer when we were at Hyde's a month or 2 ago, that as we're coming back and seeing people face to face because of COVID non-restrictions, that if you have any groups that need speakers, I would be very privileged to do it. I do it all the time. I've been doing it for 40 years. I teach in a law school for 27 years. I enjoy doing it, and I'm available. So what I'd like to do tonight is just give you a little overview of estate planning. It's something that I've done in my general practice for 42 years now, but since COVID, I've actually focused on it, and I've really enjoyed it. And to finish work with a client and allow them to have peace of mind, that's the finish line for us. Karen and Elvis, we've done this together, and to get the client from A to Z, get them over the finish line where they have peace of mind, it's a great experience. It allows me to get to know the people intimately, because I have to ask all kinds of questions, and it's produced things for me that I haven't expected. Like 3 weeks ago, I married a couple that I did an estate plan for in July, and they were living together, and they figured they'd make it official and get married, and they asked if I would be the solemnizer. I had done it twice before with a solemnizer's license out of the governor's office, but they asked me to do that. And you think, I spent several hours with them talking about their affairs, but they felt, I guess, endeared enough to ask me to marry them. It's probably the most touching thing that I've done in 42 years, frankly. I mean, to be able to do that. So that's the kind of work I'm doing with clients and enjoying it. I'm living the life of Riley. What I want to do is just give you an overview. It's a beautiful night. Probably everyone wants to go home, but overview of estate planning. People call, make an appointment with me for a will. But really when they come in, we're doing estate planning, because the will is only one component of the whole estate plan. The will is a very peculiar, unique document in the law. It speaks only to assets that you own at the instant of your death. And when we're planning an estate, we plan to the nanosecond of death. When we're doing probate for an estate, we probate back. We look back to the nanosecond of death. That's the point. That's very important. So the will speaks only at the instant of death. That means Up until you die, that document is completely ineffective, has no legal bearing under the law. But it speaks at the instant of death, and it speaks only to assets that you own at the instant of death. Okay? We call those probate assets. Those assets have to go through the probate court because it's through the probate court where the inheritors have their ability to prove ownership. You have a car, you have a title, you have a house, you have a deed, you have a washing machine, you have a bill of sale, you have a stock, you have a certificate. How do you prove you inherited something? It's through the probate papers. Probate, the word probate means proof. And it's the proof system. It proves your ownership. So the will speaks only at the instant of death. It speaks only about what you own at the instant of death, and we call those the probate assets. Estate planning involves more than the will, and it really is working with the nuance of what you own and what you have. If you understand what you own and what you have, then you can do estate planning. And so with clients, I'll usually take upwards to an hour just explaining owning and having, and I'm going to try to do it quickly with you, but you'll see that there are things that you own, there are things that you have, all right? Things that you own easy, in your name, you own them. But what do you have? One of the things that you have that you don't own is jointly held property. If you own your house with a husband and wife, we call it tenants by the entirety, but it's joint ownership with right of survivorship. If you have a bank book, you have car titles, stocks, portfolios in joint names. If you own things in joint names, it strangely means that you both at the same time own 100% of that asset. And you go, how can that work? How can we own the asset 100% at the same time? Well, I don't know. But just take it for what it is.
It's the new math.
It's the new math. But it makes all the sense in the world when the first person dies. Because when the first person dies at the nanosecond of death, that person's interest becomes zero. And the survivor continues to own 100%. So the survivor of joint property doesn't get the property. They had the property. That's how you get survivorship. So if you have a will and you say in your will, I give my bank account with my wife, I give my bank account to Fred, that clause is of no value because at the instant of death when your will speaks, you don't own that bank account. You don't own it, but you have it. Another thing that you don't own but have is life insurance. If you have a life insurance policy, it passes to the designated beneficiary by contract law. Your life policy is a contract. You and the insurance company are obligated to pay the premium. They're obligated to pay the designated beneficiary the death benefit upon your death. You die, death certificate, statement of claim, they pay you. But you as the decedent don't own that death benefit. So if you say in your will, I give my life insurance proceeds to Fred, again, that clause has no value, not legal. Doesn't speak to anything, you don't own it. You have it, but you don't own it. And then the third thing that you have but don't own is if you have a trust. Many people are making trusts these days for various reasons, for succession, for privacy, some for tax planning. But a trust, if you have something in a trust, the trust owns the asset and not you. You could be the trustee of it. The trust could be for the benefit of yourself. In all effects, you have it. You have full access to it. It could be a revocable trust where you could just call it a day and terminate and take everything out. So you have it, but you don't own it. And so if you put assets in a trust and you say in your will, I give my trust assets to Fred, that clause doesn't work because you don't own those assets. The trust owns it. And how does that work? Well, if you die and you designate your life insurance policies to go to the trust, and you die in a fiery car crash where you ditch a bus off the road and kill 40 kids and your estate now has 40 wrongful death suits, if the money was yours and the life insurance was available, all of that would go to the wrongful death suits. But if it all goes into the trust, you don't own it. So they can't get it. And so you can do your estate planning best if you understand the nuance between owning and having. So that's estate planning. Just a quick word on probate. Probate is the process where after a person dies, the assets that that person owns go through the system, get exposed to creditors and taxes and the government, and whatever makes it through that gamut gets to the inheritors. And the inheritors are able to claim their ownership through the probate process, the proof process. The major complaint about the probate process is it takes too long. Unfortunately, that's the law. The probate process has to stay open at least for 1 year. Creditors have 1 year from the date of death to file claims against the estate, against the decedent. So you can't close the estate out any quicker. And it's a constant refrain from clients, taking so long, why can't we? Well, it's because you have to keep it open. You have to keep it open for a year. Any questions? Okay. All right. Thank you. If you have any groups that want a speaker on half-hour call.
Yep. All right. Sounds great. So thank you very much, Rob. It was wonderful. Some definitions that help sometimes too. So, all right. At this point, unless does anybody have anything else they want to talk about, or okay. Karen's talking about. I've got the microphone, so I don't know. You can't hear me over there. You can't hear her, but Karen is talking about Autumn Fest, which is the big event that Southbridge Business Partnership sponsors and manages and runs. And currently there are tables available, both to partners and non-partners. We also have crafting, a section of crafters that's available, and food vendors. We are looking for food vendors. Last year we were around 8 vendors. We have room for, I think, a dozen or 15, something like that. I've forgotten what the number was. And we've learned a little bit about trying to move those food vendors into the shade. And that afternoon sun that comes across, suddenly some of those vendors were in a hot spot last year. We're going to make sure you're in the shade this year. So we're going to move it further down the street on Crystal Street so that you're in the shade, and make it a little bit better for both the vendors and for the people lining up for the food. So last year, just so people know about Autumn Fest, we determined we had about 350 people an hour running through the event, and it was pretty well attended. At peak hours, we were running 500 people, so it was really a wonderful event. I mean, start to finish, it was a great day. We had most of our food vendors sold out, and a lot of our crafters and stuff like that were excited about getting out of the pandemic and getting in front of people again. So again, we're looking forward to it, September 17th, and down on the Southbridge Town Common. So yes, okay, thanks, Karen. Everything is on the Southbridge Business Partnership website. sbpartnership.org is where the Southbridge Business Partnership is, and inside of there is where all of the forms and information about Autumn Fest are located. Oh, we have interest in it. I'm just hearing we have interest in another band. So, what time? A time frame segment is is a 2-hour segment, 1 hour? It's usually 2 hours. We have two. We have 2 now, and we have 2 bands right now. We're looking for a third band. So, all right. We'll go with that at this point, and. Thank you very much for attending, and have a wonderful day.